So we need to import a media file, whatever you want to do. Click, open that, and then drag that down to your timeline. Match to media, always match it to media. You can keep the project settings. I usually try and go for the highest frame per second, and then that's going to play there. Da, da, da. And so now we want a title. Up here, titles, and there's a bunch of different titles down here, so we'll drag that down to the timeline. If you double click on that, it'll come up, and you can change here what you want to call it. Let's call it beginner editing. Alright, and if we go advanced, we can do a whole bunch of cool things, like we can change the color to whatever we want. Let's change it to red. And we can things like text border. Maybe we want the text border to be black, and we might want to change the font to a better font there. And then there's a cool thing called animation. If you click on that animation up there, you get all these different ways that the title will come into the page. So let's try that one. Double click on it, and it's going to go like that. No, don't like that one. I want something else. That's kind of cool. Yep, let's go with that. Right. Okay, so there's our title. We've dragged this cursor back to the beginning, and there's our title. If we want to make that shorter, we just go here until we get the bar, put the cursor there, and drag it back to make that shorter. Or alternatively, drag it out to make it longer as well. So that will affect the time. So another really important tool that I use all the time, if we click on this one, we want to cut out some bad footage. So there's your scissors there. So you just click where you want to cut and go click there. And now we can click on that, right click, and we can delete that piece of footage because it sucked. Right. What else can I show you? Oh, so we might want to put some music in there. So we'll go media up here and import media files and downloads. Right, so here's a bit of music there, that, and then we go down below and chuck it on the bottom one there. And we can see that the music will now play. And then you can also use the scissor edit cut version there to cut the music wherever you want, just by dragging the cursor over and go like that, and then right click and delete that. With the music, we might want to fade it out, fade the music down. If you go to that little thing there, you can drag it along like that so that the music fades down towards the end. See that little line down there faded? Or we might want to go out full volume. And up here you've got transitions, which is basically how you go in between different cuts of the video. So if we click on that, we'll double click, there's all these different types. So let's try, we want to put one in there. We want it to be this swirl, so we drag it down, put it there, and then that does a cool effect transition. Yep, and there's a whole bunch of different ones. Pretty common one is the fade or fade to grayscale. So at the end of your video, you might want to fade to black, and so you drag fade to grayscale down there, and then at the end it will fade to black. So just one more thing with this video, as I've said in the title and the name of it, it's a basic beginner Filmora 9 Wondershare lesson. When you're ready to export, when you're happy with the footage that you've edited and you're ready to export, you go up here, export to device or create video. Change the name, beginner, whatever, and we want it to be saved here. And then settings, we usually select best. You can see the resolution, the frame rate, the bit rate, and then OK. And for some reason I usually choose iPhone. I guess that's because I want it to be compatible to as many different devices as possible. Yeah, and then you export, and it takes a little while, and it'll give a bell at the end of it when it's done, and it will also tell you where you can find that file. So that's it for today, I think. I'm just going to cancel that. And I've got to save a few other things for the next lesson. Might do a picture in a picture or a green screen. So green screen. If you're interested in that, stay tuned and see the next lesson. And don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Thank you very much.